ביאור משנה ד' מי שהיה בדרך בערב שבת. Somebody was on the way on Friday morning. ונכנס מבעוד יום בתוך 2,000 אמה של העיר. And when it was still day, he went into the city limit. The 2,000 אמה within city limit. ונתכוון לשבות בה. And he meant, hey, this is where I'm going to stay. אף על פי שלא הגיע לשמה אלא משחשכה, even though he reached there only when it became dark.
To the border or to the city?
To the border. To the border. But he's within the border, he's within the 2,000 אמה. דינו כבני העיר. He says he's already in the city. We consider him, you can walk back to the city as long as you have a month.
Or because literally he was there?
Both. You see soon. ומהלכת כולה, and then he's allowed to walk the entire city, וחוצה לה 2,000 אמה לכל הרוח, and out of it 2,000 אמה to every direction. This is the case where he had it in mind. He knew that he is within the city limit. What happened when he doesn't? משנתנו דנה במי שנכנס בתוך 2,000 אמה של עיר ולא ידע על כך. He wasn't aware that he was within the city limit. He didn't know. He didn't know. And it looks to be that he needs to be aware in order for the shvita שתקנה לו, in order that it will buy it for him. ובשעת כניסת השבת ישב בדרך. And at the time Shabbos came in, he sat. He didn't know, he didn't see the city. וקנה שם שביתה, but he did think, I'm going to take 2,000 אמה. That he did. He knew that he's going to take 2,000 אמה.
So wherever he was sitting, now we have 2,000 אמה from inside?
2,000 אמה.
2,000.
2,000.
Okay.
ואחר כך נודע לו שהוא נמצא בתוך תחומה של העיר. He wakes up in the morning, he went to sleep. He wakes up in the morning, it was dark when he went to sleep. He didn't see, you know that it was cloudy, I don't know. He says the city is right there, less than half a mile. So the question now is he allowed to walk into the city or not? So let's see. מי שישב בדרך, somebody who sat on the way, בערב שבת בין השמשות. This is Friday when it's twilight. ולא ידע שהוא נמצא בתוך תחומה של העיר. And he did not realize that he is close within 2,000 אמה to the city. ועמד ממקומו לאחר שחשכה, and then he stood after it was dark, וראה והרי הוא סמוך לעיר. He saw, hey, I'm close to the city. בתוך תחומה, I'm within 2,000 אמה of the city. הואיל ולא הייתה כוונתו לכך, since he didn't have the intention, which intention? לקנות שביתה בעיר, to dwell in this town before Shabbat, he wasn't aware that he could do it, לא ייכנס לעיר להיות כאנשי עיר. He's not allowed to go into the city to become like the people of the city. We're going to see what it means. This is divrei Rabbi Meir. This is the words of Rabbi Meir. שלדעתו, that according to Rabbi Meir, הואיל ולא ידע שהעיר היא בתוך תחומו, he didn't have the knowledge that the city is available to him. If you would ask him, is the city available to you before Friday? He would tell you no, the city is not available to me. ונתכוון לשבות במקומו. He says, but I tell you what I do want. I do want 2,000 אמה every direction from where I am. That's I do want. אין לו ממקומו אלא 2,000 אמה לכל רוח. He has 2,000 אמה for every direction. So now we're going to see something very interesting. So in other words, he's allowed to walk into the city. It's not that we don't allow him to walk into the city. Go ahead, walk. But once you get for 2,000 amma away from the place you took on Shabbos, you have to stop, even the city limit, even within the city. In other words, you can go into the city, but only 2,000 amma away from where you are. So in other words, if there's a hotel there, you're good. Or if there's a place you can stay there, you're good. But there's a restaurant right outside of it, you're not allowed to go to that restaurant. You have to stay where you are, on the 2,000 amma. This is what it means, lo yikanes. It doesn't mean he's obviously he's allowed to go in, but only to go in into where he dwelt, the 2,000. ואם כלו לו 2,000 אמותיו באמצע העיר, if the 2,000 amma finished in the middle of the city, אינו הלך אלא עד מקום שכלו. He's only allowed to walk until the place that the 2,000 amma are finished. בברייתא מובא, in a ברייתא it's wrote, שאם אינו יודע כמה הם 2,000 אמה, says, what if a person, we're talking practical over there, what did the guys do? So it says it's easy, it's 2,000 steps. Alpayim mama, that's what it is, it's 2,000 regular steps. Yeah. Yelech 2,000 psiot binoniyot. You're going to walk 2,000 regular steps. It's about half a meter every step. Easy. Rabbi Yehuda Omer. So this is the words of Rabbi Meir. We're going to see that Rabbi Yehuda is going to disagree. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Ikanes la'ir. Rabbi Yehuda says he's going to enter the city. Again, enter the city is not what we think.
Go more than 2,000.
Yeah. Vedino, it means kibnei ha'ir. He says he becomes a city member. What does it mean he's become a city member? He's just like a dweller of the city. Shemalech kol ha'ir kula. He's allowed to walk the entire city. Vechutza la'alpayim amah. Even on the other side, he's allowed to walk another 2,000 amah. He becomes a member of the city. In other words, I don't need his knowledge. I don't need his knowledge, according to Rabbi Yehuda. שאף על פי שנתכוון לשבות במקום שישב. And you say Rabbi Yehuda, but he didn't mean to. He meant 2,000 amah. When he went to sleep on Friday night, he meant 2,000 amah from the place he's going to sleep. He didn't even know that there's a city over there. How do you give him so much? הרי שביתתו שם הייתה בטעות. It says, he was mistaken. If I would have asked him, if you would have known that there's a city, what would he have said? He said, I want to be in. So it's only a problem that he didn't know. שאילו היה יודע שהוא בתחום העיר, it says, if he would have known that he's inside the city, היה בוודאי מתכוון לקנות שביתה בתוך העיר. For sure he would want to be a member of the city. So it says, that's why I'm going to give it to him. Because he was mistaken. So the Rabbi Yehuda now wants to say, he wants to give Amar Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda says, Ma'aseh haya, I know of a case, V'nichnas Rabbi Tarfon belo mitkaven. And I'm going to give you a proof that my way of thinking is correct and not Rabbi Meir. What's the proof? It says I can bring a proof from the previous generation, Rabbi Tarfon. Rabbi Tarfon, everybody, Rabbi Meir trusts him, I trust him, and I give you a case from Rabbi Tarfon that shows that I'm correct. What's the case? בברייתא בגמרא מבואר, in the Braita, the Gemara explains, מעשה ברבי טרפון שהיה מהלך בדרך. There was a case of Rabbi Tarfon that used to walk in the way. וחשכה לו, and it became dark to him. ולן חוץ לעיר, and he slept outside of the city. And it looks like שלא ידע שהוא בתוך תחומה של העיר. It looks like he didn't know he's within the city limit. ולא התכוון לקנות בשביתה, and therefore he didn't think that he's going to stay within it. He didn't within that city. לשחרית, and the next day the farmers go out, the shepherds go out, מצאוהו רועי בקר. Some shepherds found him. אמרו לו, they said to him, Rabbi, הרי העיר לפניך, it says, Rabbi, why didn't you walk 5 more? No, look, it's right there around the corner. Why didn't you walk over there? You could have made it into the city. העיר לפניך, the city is in front of you. ייכנס, go in. נכנס. And he did go in. וישב בבית המדרש, and he sat in the city. Rabbi Tarfon came to the city. What does he do? He comes and give classes. That's what you do. He came to the city and started giving classes. ודרש כל היום כולו. He gave one big speech the entire day. He was teaching. אמרו לו, so this is Rabbi Yehuda is trying to make a point that look, Rabbi Tarfon is holding like me. אמרו לו לרבי Yehuda, so immediately they attacked Rabbi Yehuda. Where's the proof? They says, Rabbi Yehuda, where do you get a proof from? משם ראיה, from this story you bring a proof? That's not a proof for you. שמא בליבו הייתה, it says, first of all, you don't know what was in his heart. שמא מתכוון היה שאם הוא בתוך התחום, שתהיה שביתתו כאנשי העיר. It says, first of all, you don't know. It's true that he didn't know he's within the city limit, really. But he knew he's quite close. So maybe he said, maybe I am within the city limit, and if I am within the city limit, I want to be in. You don't know what's in his heart.
By the street.
Or another thing that you don't know, Rabbi Yehuda, you don't know how far he went into the city. Or, בית המדרש מובלע בתוך תחום היה. And you don't know, maybe he went to the Beit HaMidrash, the shul that he went to was within the 2000 Amma. Says, how do you bring a proof from such a story? There's no proof for you whatsoever.
From that story, wouldn't that be a more argument of Rabbi Meir's accurate presumption? Because then he could easily claim, well, I didn't know it was right there, but in his heart he could have said, but the study hall is 2001 Amma away, so I'm just going to stay here till tomorrow.
Yeah, but from the story, we don't know where the study hall was. That's the whole point. So you can't bring a proof to either one of them. It could have been 2001, or it could have been 1800. And since we don't know what the details of the story is, nobody can bring a proof to any side of the story. שתהיה שביתתו, או בית המדרש מובלע בתוך תחומו היה, or the בית המדרש was inside this area, תוך 2000 של מקום שביתתו, inside the 2000 amma of the place that is dwelt. אבל אלמלא כן, but if it wasn't for these two rules, לא היה נכנס מכל מקום. They would never go in. Nevertheless, the halacha is like whom? Even though that we don't accept his Rabbi Tarfon's story, where the halacha is like Rabbi Yehuda. Still, the halacha is like Rabbi Yehuda, even though Rabbi Tarfon is on a proof. Rabbi Tarfon is on a proof, but still the halacha is like him.